does it mean to err for the bird? I asked the night, but the night said nothing. Only the wind through the pillars replied, only the ash of old empires drifting. I stood where the engines of men never sleep, where iron makes law and the measured are praised, and I saw how a soul can be perfectly right and still be deformed by the shape of its ways. What does it mean to err for the bird? For the wing beat the cry, the thing easily broken. For the sign in the air no ledger can hold. For the word above words that is never fully spoken. Is it weakness to pause for the frail and the small to turn from the clean heart conclusion of power? Or is there a judgment more ancient than steel, where the mighty are weighed by what they would devour? I have seen men grow certain and hollow. I have seen them grow sharp and go blind. They could number the stars in their heavens, but had no room for the breath of the divine. So if I must choose between flawless ruin and merciful wrong, between the cold hand of victory and the wound of protecting a song, then let me be thought a fool by the crowd. Let me be mocked by the court and the word. I would rather lose clean in the eyes of the world than become the kind of man who would not err for the bird. For the bird is not only feather and bone, not only a creature that startles and rises. It is all that the heavy and brutal forget, the soul in its flight, and the cost of despising. It is beauty that cannot defend itself. It is worship before it is turned into law. It is freedom still trembling with danger and grace. It is truth too alive to be pinned by a claw. And yes, there are cages that call themselves peace. There are hands that say care while they tighten the wire. There are systems that promise to spare what they keep till the living thing dies without blood, without fire. What is safety that murders the nature of flight? What is order that empties the heavens of praise? No better the storm with the wings beating hard than a kingdom of silence embalmed in its place. I have heard all the priests of reduction, their sermons of function and use, but man does not live by precision alone, and the heart is not healed by the news. So if I must choose between flawless ruin and merciful wrong, between the cold hand of victory and the wound of protecting a song, then let me be thought a fool by the proud. Let me be mocked by the court and the word. I would rather lose clean in the eyes of the world than become the kind of man who would not err for the bird. Not every error is holy. Not every softness is true. The fool can hide in compassion as the tyrant hides, and I knew. So temper my mercy with courage and discipline what I defend, but never let certainty harden my soul till I cannot bow my head again. What does it mean to err for the bird? It means this, that some things are higher than being correct, that a man may preserve his logic and lose his soul, that there is a crime deeper than mistake, to crush what is sacred because it is small, to sneer at the wing because it is fragile, to seal the sky, because a cage is easier to rule. So if I must stand with the broken, the sick, and the weak, and the high, if I must bear the burden of not always knowing why, then let the judges speak from below. Let them name me naive, absurd. I will answer, better that than the barren perfection of a man who has forgotten the bird. What does it mean to err for the bird? To risk being wrong, rather than become too dead to recognize wonder, to choose the living symbol over dead certainty, to leave one window open toward heaven, to guard the wing, even when the world calls it weakness, especially then.